Welcome to Whisperwire, where lies collapse under their own weight. He thought she was building a future with him. 2 years living together, talking marriage, even a ring ready for her birthday. But then, a credit card bill. $30,000 in debt. Deliveries to an apartment across town. A second life she never mentioned. And when a private investigator followed the trail, he uncovered a secret so twisted it pulled 4 lives into the wreckage. Her credit card statement arrived showing $30,000 in hidden debt she never mentioned. The purchases were all for an apartment I'd never seen. I hired a private investigator who found her second life. She had another boyfriend who thought she was single. Then, 31 Mail AM sitting in my living room staring at a credit card statement that just destroyed my 3-year relationship. Not my credit card, though. It's my girlfriend Valerie, 29. And before anyone asks why I was looking at her mail, she asked me to grab it while she was in the shower because she was expecting an important package. The statement was already open on the kitchen counter. $30,000 in debt. $30,000. We've been living together for 2 years. I thought we were transparent about finances. We split rent, groceries, utilities. She always paid her share on time. She drives a modest sedan, doesn't wear designer clothes, rarely splurges on anything, so seeing this balance made my stomach drop. But what really got me were the charges. Multiple furniture stores, home decor places, monthly payments to some property management company for $1,800. The address on several delivery confirmations wasn't ours. It was across town in a neighborhood way nicer than where we live. My hands were literally shaking. We talked about getting engaged next year, buying a house together eventually. How do you hide 30 grand in debt from someone you supposedly love? When she came out of the shower, I was still holding the statement. She saw my face and immediately knew something was wrong. "Babe, what's wrong?" She reached for the paper. "Val, what is this?" I turned it so she could see the balance. The way her face went white told me everything. She didn't deny it, didn't say it was a mistake, just stood there in her bathrobe, dripping water on the floor. "I can explain," she finally said. $30,000, Val, or an apartment I've never seen. She sat down hard on the couch. "It's not what you think." "Then what is it?" "Because these charges show monthly rent payments, furniture deliveries, utilities. You have a whole other place. I needed space sometimes." Her voice was so quiet, I could barely hear her. "You don't understand the pressure I'm under." "Pressure? What pressure requires a secret apartment that costs more than you make in a year?" She started crying then, not answering. Just crying. I left the statement on the coffee table and walked out. Needed air. Needed to think. I'm at my buddy Derek's place now. Can't stop thinking about all the time she said she was working late, visiting her sister, going to book club. Was she at this apartment? Why does she need a separate place? Who else knows about it? The worst part is, I was going to propose on her birthday next month. Had already bought the ring. Thank God I kept the receipt. Don't know what to do. Part of me wants answers. Part of me thinks I already know enough. Update 1. Got so much worse. After staying at Derek's for 2 days, I knew I needed answers. Couldn't just walk away from 3 years without understanding what happened. So, I did something I'm not proud of. I hired a private investigator. Found one online with good reviews. Met him at a coffee shop. Felt like I was in a movie or something. Turns out, Garrett, the PI, used to be a cop. Very professional. Very thorough. I gave him the address from the credit card statement and Valerie's basic info. Told him I just wanted to know what was going on at that apartment. He said he'd have preliminary info within 48 hours. While waiting, I finally responded to Valerie's texts. She'd been blowing up my phone. Said maybe 80 messages ranging from "please come home" to "you're overreacting" to "I'll explain everything if you just talk to me." I sent one message back. "I need time to think. Please respect that." Her response. She showed up at Derek's apartment. Derek's girlfriend Tanya answered the door, took one look at Valerie's mascara-streaked face, and tried to close it again. But Valerie pushed past her. "Where is he?" "I know he's here." I heard the commotion from the spare bedroom and came out. "Val, you need to leave. Not until you listen to me. You can't just disappear over a misunderstanding." "A misunderstanding? You hid massive debt in a secret apartment. It's not secret. I just didn't tell you yet." Tanya jumped in. "Girl, that's literally what secret means." Valerie glared at her, then turned back to me. "Can we please talk privately? Number, anything you need to say, you can say here." She looked around the room. Derek had come out of his office. Tanya was standing with her arms crossed. "Fine. The apartment it's a workspace. I've been working on starting my own business and needed somewhere quiet. A workspace that needs a king-sized bed." I pulled up one of the furniture charges on my phone. Memory foam mattress. $1,200. Her face went red. "I sometimes stay there when I work late." And the debt. I was going to pay it off once the business took off. You wouldn't understand. You've never tried to create something on your own. That stung. I work in it. Steady job, good pay. Not glamorous, but it pays the bills. Bills I pay on time, without secret credit cards. "You're right," I said. "I don't understand lying to your partner for years." She started crying again. Derek stepped forward. "Valerie, you should go. This is between me and him, and you're in my apartment," Derek said calmly. "Time to leave." She looked at me one more time. "You're making a huge mistake. When you calm down and realize you're overreacting, don't expect me to just forgive you." The entitlement? The blank entitlement? She hid $30 in debt, and somehow I'm the one who needs forgiveness. After she left, I sat on Derek's couch with my head in my hands. Tanya brought me a beer. "You okay?" "No, but I will be." That was Tuesday. Wednesday afternoon, Garrick called. "You sitting down?" he asked. My stomach dropped. "What did you find?" "The apartment's been leased for 14 months. Rent's $1,800 a month like you saw. But here's the interesting part. She's not living there alone." "What?" "Male, early 30s athletic build. He's got a key. Comes and goes freely. They seem comfortable together." I felt nauseous. How comfortable? I've got photos of them entering together. Him carrying groceries. Them on the balcony having coffee. Want me to send them? Yeah, send everything. The photos came through while I was still on the phone. There was Valerie with some guy I'd never seen. Tall, good-looking, laughing at something. She said, his hand on her lower back as they walked into the building. "Domestic as hell. There's more." Garrett said, "I did some digging on the guy. Name's Nathaniel Reeves. Works in marketing, and according to his social media, he's in a relationship with Valerie. That's the thing. No photos of her on his profiles, but relationship status shows taken as of 13 months ago, right around when she got the apartment." Jesus Christ. Want me to keep digging? Yes. Find out everything you can. After hanging up, I stared at the photos for probably an hour. 3 years. 3 blank years. I thought I knew this woman. We talked about kids, about growing old together, And the whole time she had another life, another boyfriend. Dererick found me still staring at my phone. Bad news. I showed him the photos. He whistled low. Damn, bro. I'm sorry. I need to go back to the apartment. Get my stuff. Want backup? Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good. We went Thursday morning when I knew Valerie would be at work. Or at least when she told me she'd be at work. Who knows where she actually goes anymore? The apartment looked different somehow. Same furniture, same photos on the walls. But it all felt fake now. I packed my clothes, my gaming setup, important documents, left all the couple stuff, photos of us, gifts she'd given me, anything that reminded me of her. Found the ring in my sock drawer. 3 months of salary sitting in a little velvet box. Dererick saw me holding it. Return it? Yeah, tomorrow. As we were leaving, I noticed something. Her laptop was on the kitchen table open. I know I shouldn't have looked, but I did. Email was up. Recent message from Nate. Can't wait to see you tonight, baby. Jake's flying out for a conference, so I'll stay the whole weekend. Jake? Who the... is Jake? I took a photo of the screen. Probably illegal. Didn't care. That night, Garrett called with more info. Nathaniel Reeves wasn't just taken. He was living with someone, a guy named Jake Morrison. They'd been together 2 years, and based on social media, Jake had no idea his boyfriend was cheating. So, let me get this straight. Valerie was hiding debt to fund an apartment where she was having an affair with a guy who was also cheating on his partner. What the actual blank had my life become? Update 2. I did something that might make me an ITFA, but honestly, I'm past caring. After discovering that Nathaniel was also cheating on his boyfriend, I couldn't stop thinking about Jake. This poor dude was being played just like me. He deserved to know, right? I had Garrett find Jake's contact info. Wasn't hard. The guy's a therapist with his own practice. Contact info right on the website. I sat on it for a day debating. Was it my place? Would I want to know? The answer was yes, I'd want to know. I called him Friday afternoon. Professional voice. Jake Morrison speaking. Jake, you don't know me, but we need to talk about Nathaniel. Long pause. Who is this? My name's actually. It doesn't matter. Your boyfriend is cheating on you. Has been for over a year. Is this some kind of joke? I wish it was. He's been seeing my girlfriend. She has an apartment where they meet. I have photos, emails, proof. Another long pause. When he spoke again, his voice was different, quieter. How long have you known? 3 days. I just found out. Look, I know this is a shock. Can you send me the proof? I emailed him everything while we were still on the phone. Heard his sharp intake of breath as he opened the photos. That's her building. He said he was looking at apartments there for us. His voice cracked. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I really am. I just thought you should know. No. I thank you. I need to go. He hung up. I felt sick, but also relieved. Like at least something good might come from this mess. Meanwhile, Valerie had escalated. Since I wasn't responding to texts, she'd started calling my work. My boss pulled me aside. Hey, your girlfriend keeps calling reception. Says it's an emergency. Ex-girlfriend, and it's not an emergency. She's just, we're going through a breakup. Want me to have reception block the number. Would you been there, brother? Consider it done. But she didn't stop there. She showed up at my work parking lot at lunch. I was walking to my car with a coworker when I saw her leaning against it. We need to talk, she said. My coworker took one look at my face and backed away. I'll grab lunch alone today. Thanks, Amit. Once he was gone, I turned to Valerie. You can't be here. You won't answer my calls. I'm trying to explain. Explain what? The apartment? The boyfriend? The debt? Which part needs explaining? Her face went white. Boyfriend? What boyfriend? Cut the blank, Val. I know about Nathaniel. How did you— She stopped herself. You hired someone to follow me. Are you insane? I'm insane. You have a whole other life. It's not like that. Nate is just a friend. Friends don't have keys to your secret apartment. Friends don't call you baby in emails. She was quiet for a moment. Then her whole demeanor changed. The tears dried up. Her voice got harder. You know what? Fine. Yes, I'm seeing Nate. You happy? You pushed me to it. I pushed you to it. You're boring. All you do is work and play video games. I needed someone who understood ambition, who supported my dreams. Your dreams that you funded with $30,000 in secret debt. That's none of your business. It would have been when we got married. The debt would have affected both of us. She laughed. Actually laughed. Marriage? You think I was going to marry you? I was planning to break up with you months ago, but you're so pathetic. I felt bad. Each word was like a knife, but also freeing. This wasn't the woman I fell in love with. Maybe that woman never existed. Then why didn't you? I asked quietly. Because you pay half the rent. Do you know how expensive it is maintaining two places? I needed your money until Nate left Jake. Well, about that. Her phone rang. She glanced at it and her face went pale. Nate's name on the screen. She answered, Hey, babe, I'm just— She stopped. I could hear shouting from the other end. What? How did he— I don't understand. She looked at me, eyes wide. What did you do? I told Jake the truth. Seemed fair. You had no right. This isn't your business. You made it my business when you lied to me for years. She was still holding the phone. Nate was still yelling. She hung up on him, hands shaking. You ruined everything. Jake kicked him out. He has nowhere to go. Sounds like he can move into your secret apartment. Oh, wait. How's he going to pay half when you're already 30 gala in debt? You're such an— I can't believe I wasted 3 years on you. Feelings mutual. Now get away from my car. This isn't over. I'll sue you for harassment, for stalking. For what? Discovering your lies? Good luck with that. She stood there for another moment, probably trying to think of something else to say. Then her phone rang again and again and again. Nate repeatedly calling. You should probably get that, I said. Sounds like your boyfriend needs somewhere to stay. She gave me one last glare and stormed off. Phone still ringing. That was Friday. Saturday morning, I woke up to 47 missed calls. Not from Valerie, from a number I didn't recognize. Also had texts. Who the pine are you? You ruined my life. Val won't let me stay with her. Answer a blank phone. I'll find you. Had to be Nathaniel. I screenshot everything and forwarded to Garrett asking if I should be concerned. He called me back within an hour. Based on what I've found, Nathaniel is all bark. No arrests, no history of violence, but keep documenting everything. If he shows up in person, call the cops. Think he will? Honestly, no. Guys like him are cowards. He's mad his free ride ended. He was right. The texts petered out by Saturday night. Sunday was quiet. Too quiet. Then Monday happened. Final update. I thought it was over. I really did. Returned the ring. Got my deposits back from the wedding venues we'd started looking at. Blocked Valerie on everything. Even started therapy because, surprise, finding out your 3-year relationship was built on lies does a number on your head. But entitled people don't just accept consequences. They double down. Tuesday morning, I got a call from my bank. Someone had tried to access my account, claiming to be me. Hadn't gotten in thanks to security questions, but still. Then my credit card company called. Someone tried to report my card stolen and have a replacement sent to a different address. Valerie's apartment address. Wednesday, an email from HR. Someone had sent an anonymous complaint about me claiming I was harassing a coworker and creating a hostile work environment, complete with fake screenshots of supposed inappropriate messages. I knew it was her, but proving it was another thing. That's when Jake called me. "Hey, it's Jake Morrison. We talked last week." "Yeah." "Hey, how are you holding up?" "Been better. Look, I wanted to thank you again and also warn you. Nate's been talking to Valerie constantly. They're planning something. Planning what?" "I'm not sure, but I still have access to his Google Calendar. He never changed the password. There's a meeting scheduled for Thursday. VNN lawyer consultation." "They're getting a lawyer for what?" That's what worried me. So, I did some digging. The lawyer they're meeting, she specializes in defamation and emotional distress cases. My blood ran cold. They're going to sue me. Looks like it. Thought you should have a heads up. Thanks, Jake. Really? We victims got to stick together, right? I hung up and immediately called Garrett. Told him everything. Defamation would be hard to prove since everything you said was true, he said. But they could make your life hell with a lawsuit, even a baseless one. What do I do? You get a lawyer, and we go on offense. Thursday, while Valerie and Nathaniel were meeting with their lawyer, mine was sending a cease and desist letter to both of them. Listed all the harassment, the bank thing, credit cards, fake complaint to my employer, demanded they stop immediately or face charges for harassment, attempted identity theft, and filing false reports. But here's where it gets beautiful. Remember that $30,000 in credit card debt? Well, my lawyer did some digging. The card wasn't just in Valerie's name. She'd added Nathaniel as an authorized user, meaning he'd been using it too, meaning he was equally liable for the debt. And since Jake had kicked him out and frozen their joint accounts, Nathaniel couldn't pay his share. Friday afternoon, Valerie called from a number I didn't have blocked. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. "What did you do?" She was screaming. "You'll have to be more specific. The credit card company is coming after Nate. They're garnishing his wages. That's what happens when you don't pay your debts. He can't afford it. He's sleeping in his car. This is your fault. Actually, it's your fault. You added him to the card. You both spent that money. I just made sure the right people knew about it. You're trying to destroy my life." "No, Val. You destroyed your own life. I'm just not cushioning your fall anymore. I'll ruin you. I'll tell everyone what kind of person you really are. A person who found out his girlfriend was a liar and a cheat. Go ahead. Nate's going to come after you. Nate's too busy being sued by Jake for draining their joint savings account." "Oh, you didn't know about that?" "Yeah. Jake's not as much of a pushover as we were." "Silence, then. I hate you." "Good. Now lose my number." I hung up, blocked that number too. The next few days were a whirlwind. The fake complaint to my HR was traced back to an IP address, the coffee shop near Valerie's secret apartment. My company's IT security team got involved, took it very seriously. Valerie got a formal warning that any further contact with my employer would result in legal action. Nathaniel tried to move into the apartment with Valerie, but she refused. According to Jake, we'd started texting. Weird trauma bond. She told Nate he wasn't part of the plan anymore and that he'd ruined everything by getting caught. So much for true love, I guess. Then the landlord got involved. Turns out, Valerie's lease specifically stated single occupancy. All those times Nathaniel stayed over, violated the lease. The landlord had been notified by other tenants about a man essentially living there. With Jake's help, I forwarded the landlord proof that Nathaniel had been staying there regularly for over a year. Valerie got an eviction notice, 30 days to vacate. The texts from her were unhinged. "You got me evicted. Where am I supposed to go? I can't afford another deposit. This is harassment. My lawyer says you crossed a line." I didn't respond. My lawyer did, reminding her lawyer about the cease and desist. 2 weeks before her eviction date, I got a call from my old landlord, the apartment Valerie and I had shared. She tried to get back on the lease, claimed I'd moved out temporarily due to work, but we were still together. Landlord called me to verify. We broke up. I told him I moved out permanently. Already forwarded my mail, everything. Thought so. She seemed desperate. Offered to pay 6 months up front, but couldn't show proof of funds. She's $30 in debt. That explains it. Thanks for confirming. Last I heard, through the grapevine of mutual friends I hadn't blocked, Valerie had to move back in with her parents in another state. Couldn't afford anywhere else. Credit shot from the debt. Eviction on her record. Nathaniel disappeared completely after Valerie rejected him. Probably found another couple to fighting over. Jake and I still text occasionally. He's doing better. Got himself into therapy, too. Even started dating again. We joke that we should start a support group for people whose partners had secret apartments. Me? I'm okay. Trust issues for sure. The therapy helps. Derek and Tanya have been amazing friends through all this. Work's been understanding. I even got a small raise, partly because my boss felt bad about the false complaint drama. Funny thing, clearing out the last of Valerie's stuff from the old apartment, I found a journal. Couldn't help but read it. Entry from a year and a half ago. Nate says we should tell them soon. But why? This is perfect. My name pays half my bills. Nate gets Jake's money. We get our own place, without the burden. Why ruin it with honesty? So there it was, in her own handwriting. We were just ATMs to them. I kept that page. Not sure why. Maybe as a reminder. Maybe as proof that I'm not crazy, that this really happened. Valerie tried reaching out one more time last week. Long email about how sorry she was, how she'd been confused and made mistakes, but that we had something real once. How she was in therapy now, too, working on herself. How maybe someday we could talk. I didn't reply, but I didn't delete it either. Just moved it to a folder labeled Evidence with all the other documentation. Because, while I'm moving on, I'm not stupid. People like Valerie don't change. They just find new victims. But that's not my problem anymore. My problem is deciding whether to renew my lease or find a new place. Somewhere without memories. Somewhere that's just mine. I'm leaning toward moving, fresh start and all that. Besides, I can actually afford a nicer place now that I'm not unknowingly funding someone's double life. Silver linings, right? That's it. That's the whole messy story. Thanks for letting me vent, Reddit. It helped more than you know. Time to actually move. She thought she could juggle 2 boyfriends, 2 apartments, and 30 grand in lies. But the thing about double lives is they always collide. The receipts came out. The families compared notes. The walls closed in, and the life she built on credit and secrets crumbled overnight. Now she's left with nothing but bills in her name. And a reputation that won't recover. Subscribe to Whisper Wire, where the quiet truth always speaks louder than their loudest lies.